So, hello Eva, it's really honest and I'm really happy to have you today as my guest speaker for the channel Study Abroad at the age of 30. And before starting our conversation, can you give some introductions about yourself to the audience of the channel, please?
Yeah, hi Tom. Good to see you again through conversation and discussion.
Yeah.
And instead of treat me as a guest, maybe we can do this as a friends because you are one of my friends, right?
Yeah.
In this journey. So let me introduce myself. I'm Eva Luciana. I was born, raised in Indonesia. Until graduate from university, I took industrial engineering major in the university. So basically, I'm an engineer.
Wow.
But then 25 years working experience, I grew up in commercial. So it means sales area, marketing area, business development. So more into commercial for 25 years. Now I'm in Jakarta, based in Jakarta. I serve as the COO for a startup F&B. And through my career, I've been working in several FMCG multinational. I worked in Indonesia, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, a bit of Vietnam. Well, actually twice in Vietnam, and then back to Indonesia. So I'm married with Italian. Now I'm happily living my life with a lot of experience working. I think this is a good time to go back to the country and also contribute to build a youth community here as part of giving back to the society. So that's me too.
Wow. How can I say I'm speechless because your profile is actually 25 years working experience and you are actually the CEO of the startup company for inspiring the young generation. I'm so grateful to have you today, and actually you're not just my friend, you're my boss, you're my manager before as well. So I actually learned a lot from you during the time we work in at Friesland Campina, and your character, your inspiring spirit, your humor is like okay, give us a lot of learning and also inspires a lot for a career, and I'm really like how can I say I want to profit the chance to thank you as my manager and as my mentor in life as well. So back to our story, Eva. You are,
Yeah.
you are saying a lot. You were saying a lot about your experience across the country. So you've been in Vietnam, as I know, 3 times. And what is the impression of Vietnam so far from you?
Wow. A lot. So first thing first, I like to work in Vietnam because the workforce in Vietnam majority youngster. So when I said youngster is Gen Z, Gen Y, a little bit millennial like me, right? And I like to work in Vietnam because the spirit of can-do attitude is very big. The learning spirit is really, really exciting for me. And one of the countries with the highest GDP's growth in Southeast Asia, of course, there's a big growth in the economy, a big growth in workforce, and working in Vietnam for me really, really exciting in terms of working with the youngster, cultural experience, and the warmth of Vietnamese, and of course the good, great food in Vietnam as well, right? So
Wow.
that's why
Definitely.
I really like working in Vietnam. It's not only because the business, but culturally, and the way Vietnamese work with the foreigners also really, really warm. So I really like work in Vietnam.
Wow, I'm really happy to have this from you. So let's say you've been in Vietnam, Singapore, your old country, Jakarta, your home country, Jakarta. You've been in also another country, I think, Philippines.
Philippines and Manila and Malaysia.
And Malaysia as well. Wow. So you've been
Yeah.
in across of Southeast Asia, and I know you
Yeah.
travel a lot of country across the world.
Yes.
Let's say I think it's hard for you to decide, but which country for you is the best for working so far?
This is for me not difficult.
Oh really?
The best country to work for me and for everyone, I believe, is their own home country, right?
Mm.
But if I have to choose outside home country, which country is the best one?
Yeah.
Me and my husband will definitely choose Vietnam.
Oh yes, I do it. Thank you. So for the audience of the Vietnamese young student, young generation, you can have the recommendations from the expat. You don't need to go anywhere. You just work and be grow in Vietnam. That should be good as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Next question for you. As I know, you've been CEO already for not just right now, but actually you are the head of the country management for Vietnam and Philippines in Danone. I'm curious because the moment I was working with you, you are the boss of the shopper marketing. You are not the, how can I say, the biggest boss of the company. So I'm really curious, like how is the daily life of the CEO? Like how is going for the daily life at the CEO? So I'm curious to know.
Okay. First thing first, I don't really like to label myself as a CEO or GM or country manager,
But you are.
but maybe I would like to label myself as a business leader
Okay.
because I don't want to give a youngster or the youth impression that the title is really important, right?
That's
The
important.
most important thing that when we work, the most important thing is what is my contribution to the business and what is your position in the business. So as for me as a business leader, my daily life would be number one, the calendar is very full packed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will have 8 meetings or 10 meetings in a day. So my life would be starting from meetings and ending with another meetings. So it's a little bit boring. So I don't have flexibility on my calendar. So that's why if let's say it is very important as a business leader with a very full packed calendar, we have to really good in putting priority. Like for me, my first priority is always the family.
Wow.
Then, as a business leader, your priority is your team.
Yeah.
Then your business.
Truly.
So when we prioritize the calendar, even my PA understand. The most important thing for me is if anything happens or if we have to pre-book the time for family or vacation or family time, that's very important thing.
Yeah.
Then we can arrange all the calendar to make sure that my team has enough time with me.
Yeah.
For direction, for discussion, and then of course the business meeting that put in the calendar.
Yeah.
So number one, as I shared to you, calendar is very packed. Number two, as a business leader, I know how to prioritize. And number three, as a business leader, understand that every morning you wake up, you have to really understand that there's a lot of people that need your guidance, your direction, and your support.
Wow.
So that's how a daily life of a business leader. So when I wake up, I understand I need to go to the office. I need to attend the discussion because I need to make sure the team understand the work, the job, and they can do, and they have enough support. And it's not the other way around. It's not go to the office and your team will work for you. It's the other way around that as a leader, you have to support your team.
Okay. I think it's very clear that you really love team working and team development. Is that correct?
Yes, that's definitely.
Yeah, because I think the moment when you enter Fishline Cabina and you share with us, your objective right now is to developing the competence for the team for the shopper marketing, and that's, oh wow, I say this is my
Yeah.
first ever manager would say this to me. It's not about the volume forecast, it's not about the sales, it's not about the promotion, but it's about the competence, it's about the team development, and like, how can I say, I was really surprised at the beginning. Yeah, so you still keep that.
And how and why that surprised you?
I don't know, but like, I think you treat us like more human before as, I don't know. It's not like the other boss is not human. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. But it's like the approach, your approaching way maybe is more human first. We put human first. We put people first, and that's the thing I'm really appreciate, and I think it's grateful that you keep your identity until now, and yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm happy for it. Let's say a little bit about your experience about Gen Z and Gen Zs in Vietnam. Do you feel or do you see any difference between them?
I think I can see a clear difference
Uh-huh.
between the Gen Z and Gen Y.
Okay.
So I will start with the Gen Y, right?
Mm-hmm. That's mine.
Yeah, it's your generation, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. In Gen Y, Vietnamese workforce, they are very much willing to learn. I understand at that time, like, everybody working for IT suddenly, for, all the information technology coming, everybody wants to learn, everybody can learn very fast. Every time, I ask in the team, can you do this? They can learn very fast and they willing to learn.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Gen Y, they are very diligent. Means they are okay working extra hour compared to other people because they know what they want.
Yeah.
Like I do the diligent because I want to learn about, market research, or I want to learn about distribution. I want to learn how to increase distribution. I want to learn how to increase my market share. So their spirit of learning is very, very clear. Then Gen Y is really determined. They know that they want to be much better compared to their previous generation.
Yep.
Compared to their parents, compared to their grandmother, like they want to make sure that I can make my life better. Then if I compare to the Gen Z, Gen Z is very adventurous. They want to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that's why Gen Z usually will come to their boss every 6 months. Boss, I want to learn. I want to do new things. I want to do another things. I want to do this and that. So they are very adventurous. And for them, working is really trying out.
Yeah.
I want to try as marketing. I want to try as digital marketing. I want to try as anything that they want. I want to try AI technology. So they are very much want to try something because they know that working is trying out. So that's a difference between Gen Z and Gen Y. And for your information, I'm a big fan of youngster. Like young people, for me, they always bring a good things.
Yeah, surely.
But at the same time, as an older generation like me, I understand that the youngster need a little bit wisdom in their life, right? Because sometimes they, like Gen Z, they're very adventurous to the point that they cannot stay a little bit longer in the company because they want to try something new, right?
Yeah.
So as an older generation, we have to give wisdom that, you know what, it's good to try the new things, but you have to make sure that when you work, you're not only working for salary, but you have to understand you have to work for a contribution to the business and to other people. So the young generation need to understand that their work can influence other people's lives. And if they understand that, they pretty much will be very, careful on making rash decision.
That's really a lot of things we get from the information. And as you know, I'm a generation Y, and I feel exactly the same way that as you talk, because for me, if I want to become that position and that I want to join that company, for me at least I will stay at least for 3 years to learn everything
Exactly.
about the company, the operation, the people, to really understand the job, what it is about before I'm moving forward. I think it's different now. It's just different, and we cannot treat the same way, but maybe give them some advice would be not enough. So I think there would be another, like, how can I say, a career development plan differently for both generation. I think this input too.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan for like comparing, but do you see, is it the same for across country in Southeast Asia, or it just happened only in Vietnam?
This is very good question, but when I observe, it is really happens across country, whether it's Asian, Western, European, or American. I think there's very clear differentiation between the Gen Z and Gen Y. The differences will be how culture and tradition in each country influence the way the youngster thinking. So that's the only difference. Like, for example, the Gen Z in Singapore will be a little bit different with Gen Z in Indonesia and in Vietnam. Why? Because in Singapore, culturally, the country is very strict on education, and the way parents raise the kids is very much strict on their education.
Yeah, tiger mom, I
So
think.
that's a little bit, some differences because culture and the way family parents, parenting style parenting. Then the rest is quite similar.
Okay, I get it. I think it's clear for now. So next question. So let's say if you have like some factor to advise for young generation to be success, what are the factor that's let's say like 3 factor for them, what it is for you?
I think before I give how, the tips how as a youngster you can be successful, I just want to advise the young generation to understand what is success means for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because for everyone it would be the same. Like for me myself, I define success as I'm successful if I can help other people. As simple as that.
Wow.
So the success is what? What is success to you? What is success to, somebody? That could be different, right? And to be successful, everybody, will do similar thing. Number one, you have to know what you want to do. And you have to know where you want to go, right?
Yep.
For me, myself, if I want to be successful, I need to be able to help other people. So I need to make sure that I can have enough knowledge, skill that can help other people.
Yep.
So first, need to understand what and where to be successful. And number two needs to be clear. You have to be very, very disciplined. If you want to help other people, you need to make sure you have the skill and knowledge. Then the discipline of getting knowledge, getting skill is a very critical thing. Like, for example, reading the book, learning from other people, attend training, discussion with other people. So those kind of discipline is very, very, needed. So number two is discipline. Number three is start small, start now. Because there is no one in the world to be a successful person if that person never start small and never start their small things fast, right?
Yeah. I uh I think I think in like you give like general advice for the youngster, and then that's really interesting topic. Start small but start now. So let's say a
Mm.
little bit more about details. So what is the things that we should start small, but we have to start it now? Can you give us some advice? Can you give us some reality example? Let's say.
So first thing first, you can ask successful people, and majority or maybe a lot of like 100% of successful people, they will get up very early in their daily life. And it's a small thing. But when you build your small thing and you build now, then after the start small thing, you can do other thing.
Yeah.
So for example, if I want to be successful as a business leader, I need to make sure that I'm ready for the day. I need to get up early. It's a small thing. Just get up early. Get up early at 6, at 5. At 5 in the morning, you already get up. You're ready for your day. And start now. Don't talk about, I will start tomorrow, get up early. Because when you delay your small things, it's probably you will delay your successful life for another, 10 years later.
Wow.
So start small is very important.
I
So I've been in discussion with the youngster because I like to discuss with the youngsters.
Yeah.
And every time they discuss with me, I want to be a very successful investor. I want to be, a very successful businessman. And then I want to do this. I want to do this. They know what they need to do, but they never start now, and they never start small things. So the only thing that they talk about is the big things. And the big things never happens because they will always say, maybe next month I will learn about AI. Maybe next month, AI. So if we break it down, what is AI means? And what is the small things that you can start now? Don't wait until tomorrow. And that's very important too. Because in life, your bigger picture coming from a breakdown details of the small things, right?
Yes. Like a timeline projects. Yeah.
I remember before you went to France to take, master degree, business school.
Yeah.
You share with me your start now and start small. And you start with do the saving.
Yeah.
And do the saving now. And you start small, and then now, like how many years? 8 years later or 10 years later, now look at you. You've been in Paris, you finish your business school, you can own your own house there, your own apartment. See, it's because you start small, and it's because you start now.
I started the saving for my was 22 years old, I think. And I have the money at 28 to like I don't need to anyone to support me for financial things for my study.
I think you are the living example for the youngster Vietnamese that have dream, I want to do my business school abroad. Wow, learn from you. Learn from small things and start now.
Thank you. But I also admit to you that I also did a lot of like I know the small thing I have to do, but I didn't start it. For example, so recently I work for the bank, as you know, for BNP Paribas, and the environment is really, really French. So now I'm become like officially working for BNP, signing the contract with them, about 6 months ago, and now I have to like do more for the team. I have to present to the management team in French language. and I have the issue that I know, like years, I know I have the difficulty, I have the issue with the pronunciation in French because I speak Vietnamese and English first, and I learned French. So it's some pronunciation is really hard for me, and I kept and I still have that issue. And when I do the practicings with the team, they told me that, Tom, I cannot understand you. How can you go presentation? And I missed the chance to present myself, to expose myself to the management team. And that is the things that I have to admit myself I'm a failure because I didn't practice, I didn't start the pronunciation correcting for now, for like many years ago, and I have to do it now. So that's also the advice for the other young or the other people as well. So if you know your issue and you know you have to fix it, you have to fix it now because the chance won't come to you again. And it's
Yes.
and it's like maybe once of a lifetime you have that chance.
Yeah. But Tom, I want to elaborate this from your experience.
Yeah.
So in life, right?
Mm.
Not only me, you, but a lot of people in the business,
Yeah.
they will always experience the failure, correct?
I think
Because
so. Yes.
because I believe if you alive, I'm sure you will face failure, whether it's now, tomorrow, or yesterday. You will face failure. Now, the advice that you just gave us, this is also the advice that I give to a lot of people, especially young people. Don't be afraid of failure.
Yeah.
And don't be traumatized by failure. We have to, embrace failure as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
That, some things that we have to improve. Because failure is not, disaster for your career or for your life.
Yeah.
Failure is just a moment, that pointing out something that we have to improve. That's it. So if we fail something, we have to look it back and then try to understand what is it that I have to improve. So we don't traumatize by the failure. Because usually when we facing failure, this is something maybe that become a big thing in our future if we can fix it.
Yes, definitely.
I've been working, as I share with you, 25 years, right?
Yeah.
And I think my finger is not enough to count how many failures I did in my career. But then every time I face a failure, of course, it's a step back. I review what did I did wrong, right? Am I did something wrong? And then how can I fix it? And then I consult with other people sometimes. How can I fix it? And then I fix. Need a lot of courage, need a lot of dedication. We fix it, I fix it, and move forward.
Yeah.
That's how I can work in my career 25 years.
Yeah. And there is no secret. So even for business leader like you also face a lot of failure during your working experience, and I think that is normal to grow, to learn, and then to develop yourself as a business leader as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there are two things is really important as well. From the factor that you share with us, you have shared with us. So small thing, start now, and then the discipline. How can we like discipline ourselves to do start now and start more?
Yeah. Actually, discipline is the word that bring a negative feeling, right? If you listen to the people that asking you to be disciplined, then we suddenly thinking about do something that we don't really like.
Yeah.
Because we have to be disciplined. But discipline, if we know what is the reason we have to do this and do this disciplinedly,
Mm.
then discipline is something that, easy to do. Like for
Okay.
example,
Mm.
too, you have to do the saving, right? And saving for most people from your income is not an easy thing. But
Surely.
if you understand why you have to do this, then you have to do it willingly because you understand, because I have my objective for my saving, right? You can see the future, like this is what I'm going to do, and for that I need to do saving, and then I need to do it disciplinedly.
Mm.
Like that also for me is similar.
Mm.
For me, I know 10 years ago, I know that one day I want to be a business leader.
Mm.
And as a business leader, understanding the team is very, very critical.
Yeah.
So at the very young age manager, I learned how to listen to other people.
Mm.
And for normal people, listening is not easy thing too, because everyone want to talk, right?
First thing first, yes, talk first.
Nobody want to listen, right?
Surely.
But then I have to discipline myself. I need to learn to discipline myself to keep quiet while my team sharing something, so I can listen.
Mm.
Because listening for a business leader and for a manager is very important.
Yeah.
When you have the boss, or when you have a manager that can listen to you, you will feel appreciated, right? You will feel that you get the support, and by listening, we can also give the right feedback or the right input.
Mm.
So I need to do it disciplinedly. Like, try to listen more, don't talk too much, just listen to other people, even when the topic of the conversation is not interesting.
Mm.
I have to, force myself disciplinedly to listen more.
Mm. That's a really good advice. I think I understand really clear from you, but to apply it to the daily life, that's a lot to challenge, and we actually need to do it with like a really high discipline spirit. Surely. I want to change the topics a little bit. I'm not talking about the youngster, the generation anymore. We're talking about topics of how to release stress. Because from my observation, you are the best manager so far that didn't give pressure to the team. That's my experience. How did you get that? Because I know business always pressure. How you get rid of it? Is it because you have like K-pop fan, you have K-pop every night to release your stress, or shopping would help you as well? Can you share with us some experience?
Yeah, I think my experience, if we are in the business, right, too. And in the business, there's always pressure. So pressure in the business means, attention, expectation, right? From the head office, or expectation from your higher supervisors that you can deliver more, or you can deliver better, right? And pressure usually comes from a good intention, that people asking or expect you can do more. But then when it come to us, we are the object of the pressure.
Yeah.
So I need to understand where is my position. So as a business leader, I need to make sure that the pressure is not go to my team. Why? Because as a business leader, we have to navigate the pressure become a clear direction. So we are not the leader that pass on the pressure to the team.
Yeah, that's
So
really
we
bad.
have to make sure that we absorb the pressure, we give clear direction to the team. Because I need to absorb the pressure, I need to release the pressure in a different way.
Yeah.
And usually, I will go out to have good food outside. That's the very simple thing.
Uh-huh.
I like to eat good food. And thank God, Vietnamese food is really good. So it's always a good stress release for me.
So you have no stress in Vietnam.
Right. Less stress in Vietnam for sure. And I will go out having coffee or drink with the friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know, talking about, something else outside the business.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is my favorite one is go vacation, do a lot of fun things and shopping crazily. Then you can release your stress.
I think that's the trend now. They have the trend for like travel for healing. I don't know if you know that word. I think
Yes, yes.
that's quite popular recently. I think it's work.
Yeah, that's very popular. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. It's work really fun, but I think it can be part of like small thing. Start small but start now. I think that's also a good habit. Eat good food to release stress. That's also
Yeah.
the advice you give me as well. I will start to do it now. Um, thank you.
It's
So
easy. It's easy like this, though. Usually,
mhm,
when I was in Vietnam, in the
yeah.
north, when the pressure coming from the region office,
Mm-hmm.
everybody will order bun bo hue.
So no
And only
stress.
Vietnamese understand that, right? So when the things get tough in the office, let's eat good food.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then talk business later. Talk food first. Talk business later.
Yeah.
That's good.
Food come first, business later.
Exactly. That's the way it is. That's the life it is. You don't
Yes,
have food. How can you work? So good food first, and then good spirit, and then you face the challenge later.
exactly. Because happy tummy, happy mind.
Okay, I noted as well for the recap of the conversation later. That's really good work. Thank you, Eva. I want to change the topics again to not really think not about working anymore because my channel
Mm,
is about education. So we're talking a little bit about education, if
yeah,
possible. So I know that you participate a lot of like education, the top CEO training education for CEO from the top business school like INSEAD and IMD. So
yes,
I I'm curious, like at your level, actually, like education and training is it still important? Is it still like what? Is it still like give you something for to learn from actually?
yes, definitely. If you want to be a business leader,
Hmm.
education is a must.
Hmm.
If you want to be a CEO or a GM,
Hmm.
I think now or in the future, business school, your MBA degree is very, very critical.
Yeah.
The reason because in the business school, we're not only learning about business though,
Hmm.
but we learn about how to, to find the problem.
Hmm.
So you can create a solution, right?
Hmm.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
What I've learned so far in the business school,
Hmm.
come to conclusion that business leader in the past is about muscle.
Hmm.
So if you are strong, you can become a leader.
Yeah.
Right now is not relevant anymore.
Hmm.
Right now is about mind. If you have a good mindset, if you are clever, if you are educated, then you can become a business leader. But in the future, business leader is about heart.
Hmm.
The business leader that can listen to your team,
Hmm.
you can listen to your customer, you can listen to the consumer, can engage with the consumers, is the business leader of the future.
Wow.
So education is very, very, very important.
Hmm. I see it. That's I'm surprised because I think your answer will be it is nice to have, but no, I think it's at even for you as the level of like the business leader already, we still need education to evolve ourselves, to learn new thing, to understand how to solve the issue. And I think at the end,
Yeah.
as you share, like we back to our human nature to engage with business. We need to back to our human nature. That's the end of any kind of business that would do. We solve for the community. We solve for the growing of the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still curious because your training is about for the top management, right? So
Yes.
surround you with the student at your level. So how is this about? Like, can you share some experience during the courses?
Wow. So when I attend INSEAD,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the GM level 1 week or 2 week school. I forgot.
Mm.
And all the students are, of course, the director, the GM, right?
Wow.
So at that level, you are surrounded by people who has experience, who has been through life, and who has been through a lot of difficulties in the business, and they can move forward. So when I attend the class, the thing that give me learning a lot is not the professor that give the slide, but we learn a lot from the discussion between the business leaders. And that's how education give us more insight, push us to think much better and to think more, critical because of the discussion. Can you imagine if you attend the class and the class is, all the student is the top, top of the class? So that kind of discussion happen in the class in INSEAD.
I feel stressful first because surrounding me they all they all about top people. But yes, I think if we open the mind, we listen to them, as you said. I think there's lots of insight, lots of like good sharing from successful from seller that we can learn from. But I wish I could attend that kind of course someday in the future. I wish.
You will. I'm sure you will definitely will attend this one. And actually, Tom, the discussion with the smart people in the room is not about who is right and who is wrong.
Okay.
But the discussion with the smart people in the room is about we listen to different perspective and we listen to different, ideas in the room. So there is no right or wrong in the discussion.
Wow.
But it's about like how we as a group in the class can think differently, look at different perspective, and look at the different solution. And of course, at the end of the day, for a better business result or for a better society or for a better world, right? The discussion is very rich to the point that we don't need to define who is right or wrong.
I have to stop you now for like 5 seconds because
Okay.
it's come back to the daily work I have before with you and the other like business director. Is that the same way of thinking as the top management level? You only want to like changing for the best, like adapting new thing, like pushes us for innovation, pushes us for more effort. Is it the right way to think about that? And it creates stress for me at that time. But I think at the end, with the vision, now it's clear for me. That's the reason why, the reason behind why you put that challenge to us.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that working for me, of course, will create a lot of stress.
No, it's not from you, but it's from other side. It's not just from you, Eva. I didn't mean to say that. I'm really enjoyed, surely.
No, but I think the healthy business usually will create stress because stress is coming from new pressure, right?
Mm.
And don't get me wrong,
Mm.
not all pressure is negative. Sometimes
Exactly.
pressure coming from your growth as well, right?
Exactly.
Just to make sure that when we work, there's a stress, but there's also the release that we have to do as a team as well.
I think I just like to explain further because like before, maybe before 30, I will not like senior enough or maybe mature enough to see that point of view. I just think, okay, why you have to do this, boss? Why the director give this? They agree with me before already. Now why do you want to change? Like I keep asking like why give us stress? Like change conversation, like change direction. But I didn't feel that from I didn't understand really the reason behind before. Yeah, because maybe I'm young, but now maybe I'm old enough, and then I have the sharing from you to understand. Okay, that's the nature of the business, and you have to deal with this as the part of the daily work. Yeah, that's the. I wish I know that before. I think we comes to the end of the conversation already. I think you have time for your. I need to release you to have time with your family. I'm sorry I keep you for long.
It's okay, no problem. I'm really happy for doing it for you, Tom.
No worry. Just one last question before we close the conversation for this time. So I know you love reading book, a lot of book.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
like how can I say a lot of like option, but there will be three option for us as a generation, Gen Z and Y
Yeah.
and something, and some other generation. So what is the most three title that's the best for you so far for recommendation?
Wow, that's very tough for me, huh?
Sorry.
Yeah, but number one, there's a book with a Japanese writer that I really like, and I'm sure young people can also read this book. Why this book is very special for me? Because this book written by an autism person.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, and this book called Fall 8 Times, Get Up 8 Times.
You okay?
And this is a very good book, so you have to read it.
Mm-mm.
And forgive me, I forgot the writer.
No, I will shut for the title and everything later. No worry.
Yeah. Number two is Shoe Dog. Shoe Dog is the book about the founder of Nike and how they built the Nike shoes business from zero to a hero.
Wow.
And that's also good. The reason because Nike business born with failure, I think. Or I would say Nike born because some rejection. And youngster, you have to read this because if you face failure, you have to learn from this because failure means something good will happen in your life if you can move forward.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And number three, oh, this is tough. My number three, my number three books, maybe I would say try to pick one of the autobiography.
Oh.
You can choose one of the autobiography, but I think Michelle Obama's book is one of a kind that you can learn because you have to understand not all successful people is on the cover. Like Michelle Obama, she's very successful to support the husband become a president. a lot of people will think that the successful president is because the president is so great, but then behind that there's a big, supporting wife that supported the husband. So sometimes we have to understand every successful man, you need a wingman,
Yeah.
and become wingman is very critical. So we can also learn about this. So at the end of the day, if we successful, we have to appreciate people that supporting us, and that's very critical.
Wow. Wow. I would start small thing by reading three books that you recommend. I will start now. I will I will start for Amazon for the three books
Yeah,
that you mentioned.
yeah.
I will do it now.
I will send you the cover so you can
Yeah.
check the right book then.
And I will share with you the experience I learned from it. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it. Eva. Thank you so much. And I think the conversation is a pity have to be end now. We save the time for other topic as well if you're willing to back with us. And again, thank you Eva so much for your time, and I really appreciate the story, the sharing, and the information that you have shared with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Likewise, Tum. It's always great to have conversation with you, and I hope you and all the young people can also learn something from my share. And then, yeah, thank you so much, Tum. Come on.
Cảm ơn, cảm ơn Eva. Happy weekend. Bon weekend to you
You
and
too.
your
Happy
family.
weekend.
And Alex. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye. So I do hope that the content from the channels that give you an inspiring story from Eva, and then you can have more clear vision for next step for your career and what to do next for your future. Thank you for your time, and I do hope that you can share, like, and give a comment for me to in order to improve the content for the channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.